Good evening, ladies and gents. Guest Gex back playing a bit of Fallout New Vegas. As I say, taking a desperately needed break from Fallout 4 to do a bit of this. So yeah, we have just in the previous part what did we do? Oh yeah, we knackered the giant Robo Scorpion and had a chat with Mobius. And we're now going to have a chat with our own brain, which sounds bizarre, but yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and persuade our brain to come back home.
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been? Crawling through bits of radioactive muck again?
I hope this is a speech challenge. If this is a science challenge, we're screwed. But anyway, are you my brain?
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Why are you such a dick? There's no need to be sarcastic, but eating your own brain is a slightly odd event. Hang on, sorry. How the hell did Mobius get hold of my brain? No, we'll do, there's no need to be sarcastic.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
Yes, because running around a crater full of bizarre science experiments, hygiene is a top priority. I've been busy. What about you? That tank isn't exactly looking springtime fresh. Yeah, we'll do that.
I see sarcasm hasn't eluded you. Fine, perhaps now isn't the best time, but it's the principle of the thing.
Hang on.
Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that
crazy
dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid.
Once you're back in my head, I'll watch television. Lots and lots of television. I don't know. I want to try and persuade. None of these. I don't know. This conversation is not going well. Once you're back in my head, I'll watch television.
You wouldn't. That's inhuman.
Don't tempt me, brain.
Fine. I'll try to respect you more, sir.
Don't you want to be reunited? Oh, Christ almighty. Sorry, it's my phone went off. Actually, 2 seconds, I'm gonna need to... Oh, I need to respond to this. 2 seconds, yeah, then we'll carry on this conversation in a moment. Okay, and we're back. Apologies for that, just had to respond to a message from Kelly very briefly. I've just spent the day buying presents for her birthday and I'm wrapping them all up and I'm accidentally just going to kick them all off the end of the bed, so hopefully nothing's broken, but of course I won't know until she opens them. Anyway, we are trying to convince our brain to get back into our head. Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
What about the good things? What about a cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, love? I can see your point. What can I do to make this a fair compromise?
If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers. Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. That Julie Farkas woman, for example, she seems to know a thing or two.
Oh god, yeah, followers of the
Third,
apocalypse.
You need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal.
See, I don't know what the pros and cons of doing this are. I don't know. I mean, if I leave the brain here, then presumably, I don't know. I must have some kind of, I don't know. There must be something good of it, or I'm able to function as I am. Like for example, sleep and stuff doesn't seem to be affecting me so much. I wonder. I don't know. Sod it. You could always. I don't know. We can't leave our brain here though, can we? We'll make the promise, and of course, once it's back in my head, it has no choice.
Really? I didn't expect you to actually agree to that.
What?
I'm afraid that was a bit of a bluff, really. I'm not going with you.
What? So what? You'd rather just stay there or here, never leaving that tank of whatever that stuff is?
Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Jason Bright and his followers launching into the vast unknown. But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those...
What?
Yes, I'd rather stay here.
Ah, speech check. Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
Sorry, so we're at an impasse. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
What the hell is our speech up to? Because I was thinking it's at 100, but that's not. That's my main character in this. Of course, this isn't my main character. I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge we aren't complete if we're separated. Damn right.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Join me for some more wild adventures? Yeah.
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision.
I think so.
Before we get to
Oh, for God's sake.
proceedings, we have a problem.
Of course we do.
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their
I don't remember any of this.
And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right.
I can't remember what the level cap in this is, whether it's 30 or 50, I can't remember. If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Yes, I think. Do we take him? I don't know, yeah, go on.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem.
We'll have to have a think about what will
off
be
we
best.
Go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Interesting. Oh, here we go. Interesting, so we can... Yeah, okay, so we may end up with some mad gunfight going on. Who knows? Right. Lockpick is only on 75, isn't it? Oh, we don't get a perk this time either, do we? Speech, we'll chuck up a couple because that may, I don't know, that may come into... Signs, probably not, because we're about to leave the big MT, so that may not come in handy too much. Repair can be good. Our medicine's a bit pup, isn't it, at the moment? But then we don't really use it, do we? It would be good. I don't know, I really don't know. It would be good in a way. Let's get our speech up to 90. Because we want to get that maxed out as soon as possible anyway. And then we can start chucking points onto lockpick. Because there aren't many master level thingies. There aren't there aren't many master level locks about, but you know, it's good to have the good to have the option in case. So is that it? Do we just leave Mobius?
Oh, I see you and your brain
Jesus.
reached a compromise. How pleasant. I hypothesized after the indignant frequencies my receptors had recepted, such a partnership-based conclusion would be low on the likely scale.
My brain told me the think tank needs to be stopped. Can you help? Can I have a mentat?
Recall, I had a plan that was working, whatever it was. I don't think it reached fruition. I would recall fruit if it had happened. I wasn't trying to kill them, just keep them out of trouble. What was that plan? Blast. I probably
Oh, for God's sake.
wrote it down
This
on
guy's
the
useless.
floor somewhere.
Any tactic I could use to attack the think tank. Do I want to attack them? What was the plan you had? Think!
Something ingenious and needlessly complicated, I expect. I may have already told you and forgotten it.
This guy,
I
this
forgot I
guy.
had forgotten pencils until one day I found one. Spent days studying its purpose before my memory circuit kicked in. Felt quite silly.
Any tactics?
That will be difficult. It would be like fighting 5 scaled-down versions of me that have better depth perception. And they have an arsenal of vivisectors, brainial beams, and a rather nasty ray that can make your atoms do a happy dance. If you could survive those highly improbable odds and ends, then deceasing them is definitely an option. Although I doubt killing them would do anything except
really don't
make you
remember.
feel better. Or let you brag to other humans about your primal violentness.
Ugh. Anything I could do to stop them that doesn't require violence.
Well, you could try and appeal to their humanity. That's a tired cliche. And really, when they were humans, they weren't very good humans.
I'd like to make the effort.
Well, there's many things they have forgotten, sitting in their bowls. Friendship, the thrill of discovery. Love, masturbation, the usual. Much like your brain, I am certain there is something you can spark within each of them. Memories, hormones. A wise man once said, "The eyes do more than see. Make them see, if you can. Or, if not, you can always make them succumb to fear." It certainly worked for me, for a time. Then you came along, and bravery and/or desperation trumped that little idea. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Or is this the end? Hard to tell.
Scare them? How?
Oh, tell them I'm still alive. We had a nice chat, and we agree on a few things. That's true, isn't it? Or you could kill me and lie about it. Either way, it would be interesting. And if you are partial to lying and deception, well, you could tell them a ludicrous lie. The more over the top, the better. That's my experience. They're more than a little gullible. Better make it convincing, though, or it'll be the dissection table and vivisectors for you. And if you speak of me, please try and make me look good. I am Dr. Mobius, after all, not some lab assistant teacher's aide.
Fair enough. Just see if there is anything more about his Robo-Scorpion. See, his argument invites deletion, to be honest. I mean, he's talking... Oh, anyway, let's see what he says.
Well, every scientist needs an army. Mine came to me after these rather large scorpions kept coming in from the desert, like poisonous frosting. How scary, I thought. But they had survived when nothing else had. Perfect candidates for improvement as a reward for their tenacity. Then I thought, what if they shot energy bolts and acted as walking eyes and data-drained computers and acted as bullhorns? Then I made them bigger. Then I thought about custard. I do so love custard. Or was it mustard? Mustard custard. I miss sugars and salts.
Wait, sounds like you built the Robo-Scorpions, issued threats to keep the think tank occupied. That must have been his plan.
Did I? Maybe I did. Can't have them leaving. Is some reason for it? Ethics or, conscience? You and your brain are quite alike. I'm sure it knows the raisins better than I do.
Fair enough. Everything you've told me doesn't add up. Your plan, even your name, Mobius.
Dr. Mobius. Rather catchy, isn't it? It's my name, and my new name overwrote the old one. This name's as real as you or I, although I believe your brain expressed similar incredulity at the nature of such an appellation. Someone's been watching too many old-world science fiction movies, it said. I believe it meant me. I must admit I have a vulnerability for holotape fantasies of planets and robots and all that is forbidden. As for the name I was born with, like the think tank, we were all reprogrammed to forget them, take on new names. It enforces the recursion loop in our perception programming.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, sorry. Reading a text message. Oh my god, we can pass a science check. You reprogram their names as part of recursion loop. What, to trap their processors?
Now, trap is a rather harsh word, like excrement. Not an inappropriate word, but still rather harsh. But, yes, I did take some liberties with their programming. It's all right, they don't remember. I certainly didn't until you said trap, and then I said excrement, and then...
A recursion loop is designed to prevent the flow of information, so...
The radar fence to keep the think tank hemmed in wasn't really enough. They keep testing things. They would have found a way to disarm it. I suspect I have Plan 9s in place,
Hey.
but I may have coded myself to forget them, just in case. They're probably very dangerous, lethal, or worse. So I had to do something else to keep them occupied here, or as you like to say, trapped. I prefer to have several Plan 9s in case the 7s fail.
That's awesome. Plan 9, obviously a reference to Plan 9 from Outer Space, of course. One of the awesome, all-time awesome B-movies. I love all those sort of real low-budget B-movie horror films. I love all that stuff. Anyway, yeah, I think he originally is supposed to say Plan C or something, or Plan B or something. But, of course, Wild Wasteland again. Anyway, Klein, Mobius, 0's a circle, 8's an infinity symbol. They're all loops. I get it.
Oh, you figured it out. No pun intended. Dr. O, which is actually not his real name multiplied, since you can't multiply his real name in the first place. Ouroboros.
Yeah, of course, Ouroboros is the snake eating
They have all
itself.
forgotten themselves. And not only themselves, but the world, sense of time, and history. All that is left is what's here. I reprogrammed their chronometers, geometers, and cartography programs. This is now their world, here, Big Mountain. It was a merciful lobotomy, really, thinking back. They were my friends, but sometimes they would take things too far. And the world isn't ready for that kind of too-far thing-taking. That's my professional opinion, anyway. And I am told I was once quite professional.
Minor detail, but a snake devouring its own tail is Ouroboros. Yeah, there we are. There we are. See, that's exactly what I said. The snake eating itself. Yes, devouring its own tail. Ouroboros, not Ouroboros.
Really? It is so unlike me to make an error in anything I do.
If you lobotomize a think tank, why terrorize them?
Well, it's simple. Despite their many failings, they are rather bright. They are the think tank for a reason. That I didn't change. Without something to distract them, make them afraid, they would simply deduce what had happened. And when they start deucing it up, then you came along, the final variable solved. They saw that their world was larger than they perceived. Bacteria, finally able to see its host.
But there must have been other signs of a larger world. Well, yeah, surely.
There have been other visitors to make them doubt their perceptions, but you are the one who dialed back their monitor micromagnifiers. You were irrefutable proof that there was a world outside. And then there was the whole brain fiasco, which forced me to take steps. See, your brain had a special kind of wrinkle, a uniquity that they had never thought to try in all their countless escape attempts.
Ah. The only wrinkle is the one that bullet made going into my brain back now. The bullet that went into my brain, Doc Mitchell tried to patch me up, but,
Yes, very good. I should have Mentats ingest you instead of the other way around. Mentats. In any event, you showed up at the think tank, and because you had suffered a cranial injury in just the right place, bullets in the head are usually much more fatal, and yours was a light case of bullet headitis. But it was enough for the auto-dock in the sink to change its programming to fix the problem. And the brain extraction technology for
okay, so I haven't got
worked.
brain damage anymore.
That gave the think tank the knowledge its brain couldn't possess. With that knowledge, the procedure can be reversed. If they obtain that procedural data, they can use it to mush and modify their cranial selves into hosts to slip past the radar fence. I'm sure of it. And once they're off the reservation...
So if I don't get my brain back in my head, I can't leave, ever? But I have, well, I've got my, oh no, I haven't, I've got it in my pocket, but it's not quite as good. Oh, sorry, my laptop's gone to sleep, 2 seconds.
Oh no, I doubt your brain would be so unreasonable. It already knows the trick of it, you see. Doesn't need to be in a host body at all. If you become friends or exist in an uneasy truce with weapons aimed at each other, it would unlock the fence for you. Well, once the think tank was dealt with, of course, your brain is a responsible sort. Doesn't want mad scientists running around everywhere.
Fair enough. Klein said they had the idea to get the 3 technologies after your broadcast. Coincidence?
I consider coincidence to be profanity, along with the words astrology, herbal tea, and luck. So watch it, potty mouth. My threat broadcast is designed to instill and install fear. And along with the emotional download, other data rides the fear carrier wave. It prompted them to focus on retrieving those technologies and bring them to attack me. And coincidentally, pardon my language, all those technologies are needed to put a brain, your brain, back into its skull properly.
What is the purpose of the technologies?
The X2 antenna can be used to focus your alpha wave frequency thought patterns. The sneaky suit, why, it houses a cardiac regulator. And the sonic sound wave projecto emitter was never intended as a weapon. It was a medicinal vertebrae pulse desensitizer. In short, brains, a heart, and courage. spine. I think there was a story once where a band of murderous thugs sought these things.
Poor old
They
Dorothy.
had them all the time in the story. Didn't stop them from murdering to get them. And it won't stop the think tank either.
Of course, and Dr Mobius is a bit like the wizard behind the curtain as well. Not what you're expecting. Ah, you see, this is like, yeah, Wizard of Oz DLC. But the thing, see, I know this is a hell of a lot of talking. I do apologise. This entire episode has been me chatting to him, but there are some key points to investigate here.
Oh, that means my plan is a total failure. That is unfortunate. Oh well, at least I tried.
Right, okay, we're off.
Indeed, the goodbye.
Right, okay, so finally we're actually leaving. Yeah, we are actually, believe it or not, we're actually properly leaving. But I'm going to have to leave it there because that's actually, believe it, I think that's slightly over half an hour now. So I'm going to leave it there for this part. So in the next part, I really thought we were going to be gone by now, but anyway, in the next part we will head back to the main hub and have our little confrontation with the brains. Pinky and the brain, and then surely that must be it, and we'll be off and ready to leave. Of course, the only slight downside is that to get out of this door, I believe they're all probably still going to be there. There was a load of rad scorpions, which doesn't help anybody, but we'll see. We'll see if they're there. Wouldn't it be annoying if I got killed this close to the end of the DLC? It really would be. Anyway, oh,
We're all lit
I
up.
didn't even see that.
Is it Christmas?
Nice. Nice. What on earth is that? Oh, that's the pile of ash. I do wonder what happened to it. Yeah, we've got to take that just because it's worth quite a bit. Yeah, the rest of it we can leave. Right, so I'm going to save there. And as I say, in the next part we'll step outside, hopefully not get fragged, and head back to the hub and see what happens there. So thank you very much for watching. I say apologies not a lot happened, but more action in the next part I'm sure. So hope to see you for that.